listen to the enthusiasm in the crowd, you still say that India have hope. It's a massive, massive target they've been set. And no team in Test history has managed to score 444 to win. But it's a final. It's a lovely setting. And the weather looks good for tomorrow. Just hope that we don't get the possibility of a storm that has been talked about. But the stage is set. And I think it's worth mentioning again, that pitch really has done nothing today, the whole day.
Looks a lot more docile, doesn't it? We
Yeah.
saw the odd ball bounce and catch the shoulder of the bat, which you would expect from a day four, Test match pitch. But we've not seen that erratic trampolining bounce that was random and was hitting people on the top hand, and that could go up and anywhere. And it blew Kohli's glove off in the first innings. That seems to have lost the bite that we anticipated, and I certainly anticipated that when Australia had the ball in their hands after being fresh from batting for a long time, I thought that their bowlers would find that extra bounce, but they haven't. The Indian batters have been resolute. I think they've been a lot more positive, and by positive I mean they've committed to everything that they've done, whether that's leaving, defending, playing an aggressive shot.
Henry Moran's in action already down there with Cameron Green. Henry.
Thank you, Aggers. Yeah, end of another pulsating day. What do you make of it? What a match situation.
Yeah, obviously we're quite a few runs ahead now, so in a pretty good position to attack tomorrow pretty hard.
Just chatting about the surface, it feels like it's flattered out a little bit. Is that the case out there?
I'm not sure the pitch has. I think the ball's just got a bit older and a bit softer, so it's going to be tough work to get a probably 1 or 2 wickets, and we probably think we're through, but it's going to be a tough work.
And this is the sort of partnership which, one, you break through that feels quite a significant partnership to break.
Yeah, I think so, and I think we knew that coming in. We always knew Virat Kohli and obviously Ajinkya Rahane batted beautifully in the first innings, so it's going to be tough, but I'm sure we'll fight through and hope to get it pretty early tomorrow.
How do you take those catches?
Yeah, I don't know. I think, it all kind of just happens really quickly, happens in a blur, and the next minute, you're kind of celebrating. So, I'll take it.
Inevitably, lots of conversation about that catch today. How did you see it?
Yeah, I knew I caught it straight away. I know it looks a bit weird when you kind of catch it in your fingers instead of your palm, but I knew straight away I caught it.
Yeah, and in terms of a significant moment in the game, that's a big one, wasn't it?
Yeah, the two openers got off to a flying start as they did in the first innings, so it's always nice to kind of get that first one, kind of settle our nerves a bit, and it was a pretty crucial one in the end.
Miles in the legs is a lot of the conversation. Do you see it as a good thing ahead of the Ashes series that you're getting a proper run out, or would you rather perhaps have had tomorrow off?
Yeah, you don't really call this a run through. Obviously it's a final, and we're playing pretty high intense cricket here, but I guess it's obviously awesome preparation before a pretty big 2 months.
Have you thought about it at all, the Ashes in the next 6 weeks?
Yeah, I think so. I think a few of us were putting our minds to the Ashes to kind of kept reminding ourselves that we actually got a game beforehand. So, obviously they're obviously massive games, especially when you're playing in England as well. So, we're all looking forward to it.
Biggest 6 weeks of your career?
Oh, you never know. They're obviously going to be pretty fun weeks. I think a lot of guys speak about how much fun they have on Ashes tours, especially in England. So, I'm sure we have a bit of fun.
Cameron, many thanks for your time and well played today. Really appreciate you joining us. Aggers, back to you upstairs. I can confirm he's absolutely giant.
Yes, I can see him from here. Anyway, off he goes, and it does take those extraordinary catches. Often as a fielder, you do know. I understand what he's saying there about I knew I'd caught it. But anyway, we can debate that and the benefit of the doubt till the cows come home. But whatever, it was a brilliant piece of fielding. For a tall man, he does get down low very quickly.
Yeah, he's got two remarkable catches, actually. The one yesterday, I think, was a better catch because it was behind him and the ball was flying. This one was an outstanding catch. But the ability to cover a huge, vast area of space, and usually as a slip fielder or a gully fielder, you have a weak area. You say, he's bad low to his left or he's bad low to his right. It doesn't seem as though he has a weak area. He's just got these telescopic arms that sort of stick out. Yeah. And I saw a picture, I actually saw a still of the moment he took the catch, and the ball looks like a pea in his hands. So he must have absolutely monster hands.
Yeah. Well, he's a very, very talented young cricketer, that's for sure. Jim's arrived. What do you look like with a reverse baseball cap on? Grow up, Jim Maxwell.
Just having a bit of fun. Isn't it tantalising, all of this?
Yeah.
Kohli's still there.
Yeah.
Wounded batsman and Rahane hanging in.
Yep.
It's just enough to make you think this game could go into the last session and give us a bit of one way or the other, perhaps.
Well,
maybe even a draw.
These are both got to score hundreds, haven't they? I mean, if they're going to get another 280 runs, because looking at what is to come, and he kind of hinted at it there, didn't he? Cameron Green, Jadeja, obviously, Bharat and Thakur, who likes to play his shots. I mean, they'll come in and be positive, but real innings of substance, it's down to these two now, really.
But the pitch had less tremors today than any other day.
Absolutely.
Well, is it the heavy roller? What is it? What's happened?
I don't know. It'd be rather nice to go and have a look, but unfortunately, ICC events, the area's kind of out of bounds. But it'd be nice to go and have a look at that pitch.
I was offered yesterday. A chap was standing there with two army guys.
Why didn't you
As
go?
I walked, I was going for a cup of tea, and he said, "Would you like to come out into the middle? I've got two bodyguards here, and I'll take you out into the middle of the ground." I said, "That's a very nice offer, but I'm going to have a cup of tea, thanks."
You chose to have a cup of tea rather than go and look at the pitch in a World Test Championship final.
Well, yes, but it's sort of sacrosanct, isn't it, out there? I'd look like a trollop going out there where no one else is allowed to go.
Well, it will with that cap on that way around. I'll be interested to know what it does look like, because when you see the coverage from above, it's cracks. It's like a patio, isn't it? And all the grouting in there and so on, and some missing. But it'd be interesting to see how much, whether it is a bit crumbly and a bit dusty around those crack edges.
Yes, you're giving us a bit of home maintenance instruction, I think. I didn't know you were a master of that, Agus.
I know that my patio needs grouting, that's all. So that's why it looked familiar. But it is strange that it's gone so quiet.
Yes.
It's funny, isn't it? And from afar, and the way that it behaved on those first couple of days, you presumed that there were cracks that were caused by the heat and the wind, and that those naturally would open up as the course of the game goes on, and we'd see even more erratic bounce. And what it looks like maybe as the heavy rollers got on it, it's just packed it together, and it stayed more together as the heavy roller has got on it a couple more times. And Cameron Green alluded to it there in his interview as well, the fact that as that ball goes softer after around 30 or 35 overs, it becomes a different ball game really, and then you have to be really, really patient as a bowler. And that's something that I think if Australia were reflecting honestly on the way that they bowled today, I don't think they were disciplined enough, or as disciplined as they would expect themselves to be in English conditions.
Yeah. Group shambling round the boundary edge. They are members of the Fourth Estate. The cricket press heading off for the various press conferences and so on. There they go. Heading off into the shadows. What have you got, Andy? Have you got any sort of statistically that
Well, just
You still got the pastries there.
well, he has all three of them.
just might save them for tomorrow. Nice stale pastry to start the day. As you mentioned, this would, if were in India to win tomorrow, it would be the highest score chased in the fourth innings. But they now are in the realm of things that have been done, in the sense that they're 3 wickets down and they need 280. And there have been 4 previous instances where teams have added 280 or more after losing their 3rd wicket in the 4th innings of a test to win. So they've gone from sort of unprecedented to now in a situation where something similar has been done. We mentioned their game here in 2018 against England, where they had a 200-run partnership between Rahul and Pant that got them in a position, but they ended up collapsing, but they got into a position from a bad start where they could theoretically have chased 460. I think they needed about another 140 with 5 wickets left. And looking at those previous instances that I mentioned, 3 of those 4 have involved a partnership of 200 plus. So you'd think this current partnership, which is now 71 of 19.2 overs, then Jadeja to come. After that, no one with a sort of proven long-term test record. Those 2 partnerships are crucial. Nathan Lyon doesn't have a great record against Kohli. He's done reasonably well against Rahane. Not so strong against right-handers. Averages 34 against right-handers, 24 against left-handers. And against top-order players, it's about 43 to right-handers and 29 to left-handers. Only Jadeja left-handed for India. So you'd think that could be the key contest where the Lion can shift those 3 high-class, very experienced players.
Yeah, his figures so far: 1 for 32 from 11 overs. Cummins 1 for 42. Well, another 4 no balls, so he's got some work to do with that again. Boland 1 for 38. Stark 7 overs for 45. He went for 6.5 and over. And that opening partnership actually did rattle along. I mean, it was kind of apprentice Bazball, wasn't it? It wasn't quite Bazball at its most brutal, but they did rattle along.
Yeah, it was 41 off 7.1 overs, so just under a run a ball. Cummins went for 18 from his first 3, which I think was his second most expensive opening spell in terms of runs per over. And he declared that India only needed 3.2 and over. That's now down to 3.1 and over. So that's a big target. It didn't put any strain on India in terms of run rate if they are going to win this game.
And 7 short tonight, so that's 37 overs that are missing, I think, from the 4 days.
Yeah.
So that's, it's mounting. It's mounting. It just doesn't seem as if there's... Even the umpires don't seem to be pushing it along. So whether this is
There's
kind
no
of
penalty, is
a
there?
one-off situation, well, I think they can still lose their match fees.
Well, does that mean very much in terms of who wins and loses?
I suppose
if
not.
there's no a normal penalty for failing to bowl the overs, and there's all sorts of extraneous stuff with DRS and concussion and physios and so on, but so they'll probably bring it back to about 2 overs in the end.
Stephen, 30 seconds. Who's going to win this?
I still think Australia are in the ascendancy. I think they'll go away and regroup. And like we said, this partnership for India is so crucial. It's so crucial for them to even give themselves a chance of thinking about scoring the extra runs that are on offer. So when they come back tomorrow refreshed, Australia, if they get an early wicket, they could run rampant in the morning session.